we were here.
Androids and lasers.
The first thing, I don't like the reverb straight ahead. Let's change that. Let me see what I have here. Maybe this?
Androids and lasers.
That is better, and I'm gonna put a compression on top. The main reason is I just want the reverb to be a bit compressed when the main reverb plays, right? So that sidechain 16, here we go. Let's call it vocals or just vox. By the way, I know it's a bit cheesy, this one. Not the perfect vocal, but I don't want to spend hours of time here trying to find the perfect vocals and steal your time. The most important thing is like the understanding how it's processed or what's done, how it's done, and so on and so forth.
Androids and lasers.
Let me.
Androids and lasers.
You would oftentimes go for like a choruses, maybe a bit more distortion. You can also go for like here.
Androids and
Like if you duplicate it, or actually I shouldn't duplicate it because then everything is duplicated as well. You would go for something like this. You can take this, pitch down like 12.
Android.
Let me
Androids.
volume down.
Androids.
Right, and then you can pan it right and left.
Androids
And then duplicate one more time. Go one octave up.
Android. Android.
Play around with the format.
Androids and androids and androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and
Somewhere in here, like the main idea is if you play now,
androids and lasers.
volume up maybe.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
Gives kind of layers in the original vocal, but because again we are not doing it like deep house vocals, why do we have I did duplicate it, didn't I? Yeah.
Androids and lasers.
I'm gonna go lazy now. I'm thinking like we can go for Nectar. Actually, the Pitch Monster had something cool in it as well. I may go back. I'm gonna go for. We can also tune it down. Let me hear how it sounds. It may give even more, not A, F minor. It may give a bit more actually robot character. I don't think it needs, but let me see. This solo this.
Androids and lasers. 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 Androids.
We should put it before here somewhere.
Androids and lasers. 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 Androids and
Let me hear with the track.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
It sounds artificial, and it is a good. It's not necessarily bad thing in this case.
Androids and lasers.
Nah, it's too cheesy. I think I'm gonna avoid it. We can just turn that off. Key compression. Bam bam. That should be dimension.
Androids and lasers. 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 Androids and
Kind of.
lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids
put
and
actually here.
lasers. Androids and 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 lasers.
The track.
Androids and lasers.
It pushes a bit too much hard to the background. I'm gonna delete. I'm not happy with it. I'm gonna put one more Pitch Monster. Actually, we have here. Let's duplicate this one. Again, this thing is like you trial a little bit until you find something that you enjoy.
Androids and androids and lasers.
For example, it's too much.
And lasers. Android.
Can do like this. Turn this off.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
Let's try this one. Gives a bit more robot character.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
To be honest, I like this one more. Let's go for this. And final thing, I'm gonna just try.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
Kind of like it more. It will also give at least a bit change from the original sample. If somebody else's uses yours, at least a bit different pitch, and then we'll make it a bit better. The other thing, I'm gonna boost this bass a bit.
Androids and lasers.
Because we don't have anything else, quite minimal track, I want at least the bass to come through, so when we go to drop, we hear this thing going, right? Let me try one more thing.
Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers. Androids and lasers.
This one is better. Let's keep it that way. Now, I'm gonna keep, I know I have a lot of stuff over here, but one thing that we haven't done is the second lead or fill or stab, whatever you want to call it. Then I want to figure that out as well at the moment, because that means that we can kind of conclude this part. I'm 100% over here. That is not really finished yet, but it will be then good enough to at least consider half finished. So when we come to the arrangement part, when we put things into an order, then we can decide actually what else we want to add, because otherwise we will just fill it up, and then it will be a bit too much later on, and it's just unnecessary work. That being said, pigments. We are going too much pigments now, because I want another kind of modulated distorted sound. Kind of, I don't know yet. Let's turn it. What if we hear Control Shift M? I'm gonna just do this. Of course, the sound is bad, but I just want to see.
Androids and lasers. Androids and
Or maybe.
androids and
Let's turn that off. No, I want kind of like a, to be honest, LFO stuff. Again, function stuff, maybe LFO stuff. I want something repeating. Maybe we can do it this way instead. We go to sequence, turn on arpeggio. The main reason I'm doing this way, so I can try different rates here much easily. And then I can maybe even automate and still get that dum 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 sound. Dum dum dum. Let's go for trips. Maybe something like that. The problem is we did this before we start a new preset. Question is, do I want to pitch high pitch, low pitch? I'm gonna go for bangs. Maybe undecidable at the moment. Arpeggio. Not good enough. I'm thinking like I want a bit more distorted for sure. me see how it sounds. Not really what I'm looking for. The problem here is I want something really different, right? I don't just want to go for horn, simple horn, something like that. So I want something creative. And maybe the best thing to do that now is just go for pure randomness, right? I'm gonna go for like, what do you have as a rhythmic for me? Let's solo this. Pick something. Shall we put in the cutoff and try? Which note are we playing? F? And I don't want it to continue, so we're gonna go for envelope mode. Let's do something ourselves. And maybe I want something really cool. Maybe bigger. I want more distortion, but I also want clean. This is the part when you can decide stuff with H and you just randomly try stuff, which is probably not that effective when you are learning. Or maybe more, shall we? Actually, you know what? Because we are using kind of function already there, I'm gonna go with one more time new. And I'm thinking now, if we go a bit more different route this time. Take this. What if I take this one also use here? Longer. Maybe becomes more like a robot talking, right? More like a futuristic. Worst sound ever.
Androids and
Maybe you should.
lasers. Androids and
Go for some craziness here. It's so bad. Shall we go for creative effects? What if we go for this and again a bit more distortion? Feel like this one is a bit short. Problem is, okay, I'm really enjoying this one. We're probably singing as well, but it turns it a bit too utopic because this is a start and melodic technique course, and I want to stay in the course. Let's keep it more melodic technique rather than making my future ambitions with how melodic technique should be. So what I'm going to do, rather than committing too much, keep it this way. Let's leave it open. Instead now go for the chord progression and break, build up, so that maybe that gives me a bit more idea to come back to the drop again, because I'm 100% sure I want something extra. In between here, some type of different, more melodic techno stuff, we can even roll, right? Everybody rolls it, that roll sound, the laser sound, everybody uses it. I tried to avoid it because it's getting a bit more cliche, but maybe people who are watching this want to learn about it, maybe we take a look about this. I want to pause now. I think I'm also getting tired. It's already getting late here. And we're going to continue the next day with the next lead and the break part.